Melina reaches out to me, we have a call, and she basically tells me that I owe her for money for her apartment, and that if I want to do what's moral, because I made her leave the United States and pay to fly all of her back, that I should pay her like $100,000. And I'm like, you're out of your mind.
In a shocking revelation, popular Twitch streamer and political commentator Stephen Destiny and wife Melina Goranson, who are in a famous open relationship, disclosed they're aiming to a messy divorce.
And the way that this conversation starts is, this is the funniest thing. Initially, she'd sent this message through a mutual, and then I responded back, and I was like, oh no, maybe Tim can get a job, and you guys could, work for this money, good luck. I was very passive aggressive. I admit that. I sent a really nasty message when she asked me for that. Just to be clear, it was like, hey, remember you told me you don't care about the money, you don't care about my help, you don't care about me doing taxes, you don't care about any of that. All you want is somebody to cuddle with you for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, there you go. Now you got it. Good luck. Figure it out. I'm sure you guys will. Power of love will, help you with your paperwork. 100%. Okay, because that's the only thing that matters. Remember, it's the only thing that matters in life. I was super passive aggressive in that message, but then when the call starts, Melina's like, this call starts. She's like, I just want to know where you're at, and I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, I want to know where you're at because of that message you sent 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, well, I'm at the message that I sent 1 hour ago. And yeah, we argue for a bit about this. And then it's just like a 40-minute call and now that I've grown into Neo when it comes to our relationship, now I can see every single lie and every single pivot and every single attempt, every single thing. I'm like, well, do you have a log for that? Or can you prove that? Or can you show that this happened? Because I have a whole bunch of stuff that says the exact opposite. And it was just lie after lie after lie for things that I've let her lie about in our entire relationship that drive me insane. And it felt good. It felt good to pick the bullets out of the air.
The controversy unfolded this weekend during one of Destiny's live streams, where he presented a screenshot of Melina's conversation with a person identified as Tim. Let's read it. I'll have a small convo when I'm back about things. I'm not gonna nuke Melina or anything, but the last 2 months and 2 weeks have been a massive mindfuck for me. Watching her become obsessed with a toxic/abusive guy and endlessly make excuses for him, so I'm out. Funny enough, Chase precisely predicted what was going to happen to Destiny and Melina. Watch this.
God forbid this happens. Will it be fun if this open relationship ends up causing things to fall apart down the line if one of you guys finds yourself in an entanglement, so to speak, with with somebody who you might find a deeper connection with than the other person? If that causes the relationship to fall apart, that probably wouldn't be very fun.
No, it would be horrible, and it would be sad. But monogamous relationships have the same issue, right?
Issue, yeah.
How many times do you have a man that falls in love with a coworker, or a woman that falls in love with a friend that she spends too much time with? Monogamous people have to put up a lot of boundaries in their relationships because they worry about the same types of things, And
so this is part of the reason why that is. So I was conceived by a man who had an extramarital.
I would hope so.
Extramarital affair. Okay. He had an extramarital affair with my mother, and he was extremely in love with her, and he felt a deeper connection, from what I understand, with my mother than he did with his wife, right? And this is why we're trad Christians preaching the Christian gospel and the Christian way of life, because it's yes, people will, in marriage, people will likely find somebody else at some point in time during the marriage that they feel a stronger connection with, but through embodying virtue, you can shut down that impulse, you can resist that temptation and stuff. And it's I don't know, I personally think that that's a better approach than entertaining it, because what if someday one of you guys runs into somebody that you have a better emotional connection with? What would you do then?
Again, I understand the question, but monogamous people have this exact same problem.
They do,
but
what you can guard against
what you rely on,
with
virtue. But the guardian, in my opinion, is the history that you've built together, right? There's probably
the virtue that you choose to embody.
If that's how you want to do it.
History.
Yeah, but there's there's
a
probably
lot of people with
probably,
history that still cheat though.
There's probably some woman out there that would be a better match for me than Melina. There's probably some guy. Yeah. There's probably some guy out there that would be a better match for her than me. But we've got 4.5 years up to now of history built together that we know.
And our lifestyle works really well. We match very well. We want the same things.
There was even a moment where Destiny was getting cocky about being married with Melina.
But is that sustainable?
Yeah, do you guys
hold on, wait, don't we have the longest relationship at this table so far?
You do, but,
sure.
But do you guys have a high degree of confidence that your marriage will last for decades?
I mean, I married her without a prenup, so I can hope so.
Another text revealed, Josh, me discovering boundaries was the death knell in this relationship. Destiny, sleepy runt, why? This proves every point I've ever made. Girls can leave you for jobless, manipulative losers if they just play their cards right. It's apparent the vocal Destiny was a pushover in his relationship following this message. Yeah, I wanted a massive therapy session to see if I could express myself better and iron out some boundaries, but it's hard for me to ask for anything if I've been a pushover for so many years. Such statement can appear incredibly naive in regard to the following video where Destiny was being delusional.
I want my wife to be with me, not because I'm the only one she's allowed to and not because we made a promise in front of a sky fairy a long time ago that she has to be with me. I want her to be with me because she loves me, because she respects me, because she thinks I'm the coolest guy for her, and because all the things that I'm doing are things that are inspiring to her in her life. And with the way that our relationship works, I know that at every point we're with each other, it's because we match and exceed those expectations from each other, right? She will never think that like, the only reason Steven hasn't like left me for another woman is because, he could go fuck somebody else, right? Because we can do that, but we're still with each other at the end of the day, right? That's like our marriage, that's how we view our relationship. If for some people vows and everything work, like that's cool, but I feel like with the type of lifestyle I lead, with the ways that I excel in my career, and with the ways that she's like growing and excelling in her career, I would hope that the reasons why we're together are more than just because of vows
The
we took
transactional things.
some number of years ago. Yeah, that's my point of view.
Tim expressed disapproval of Melina and Destiny polyamorous relationship and asked for a monogamous one with her. Melina responded positively, which shows that a woman will always be monogamous if she genuinely respects her man. In a controversial twist, Melina defended Tim, stating that he expressed a desire to change and improve. She emphasized positive aspects he brought to her life and claimed to witness continuous improvement. Like most women in such situation, Melina rewrites everything with her current feelings, stating her whole relationship with Destiny was abusive, whereas Destiny was the one who led her to fame.
Something that I've said about Melina is that Melina emotionally rewrites everything. So, for instance, now when she talks to people about me, I've always been an abuser, I've always been a horrible person, blah, 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 blah. She emotionally rewrites the history with everybody based on her current state. Or she'll rewrite the facts based on her current emotional state. So, one of the things Melina starts telling me is like, you owe me this because I abandoned all of my stuff in Sweden for you. And it's not fair that like I moved to the US and gave up so much and I abandoned so much in Sweden for you. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You abandoned New Zealand for me. And she's like, no, I abandoned Sweden. I couldn't go back after I blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, you hated Sweden and you abandoned New Zealand. And I know this, and then I start pulling logs from the first year of our relationship, because the first year or two of our relationship, all of the fighting was over her not wanting to leave New Zealand and hating Sweden and then having to come to the United States. And there were so many logs of that. There were even logs when she went back to Sweden. She's like, I hate it here. I hate Sweden. It's such a horrible place. And then when we would fight, she'd be like, I can't believe you pulled me away from my dream place of New Zealand. And she's like, well, that's not true. I married you so that we could be together in the United States. I was like, Melina, you were engaged to a guy in New Zealand 2 weeks after you went down there, okay? Everybody thinks that like I cucked her out of Max or whatever. Melina was engaged to another guy. And then she also was dating Max. There's a whole other guy that was involved there. I don't know if he ever gets brought up, by the way, but whatever, run with your assumptions. But yeah, I was like, Melina, you got engaged with this guy immediately so you could live in New Zealand forever. And that's what we always thought about.
Here is the last extract showing how misinformed Melina is regarding intersexual dynamic, shaming men for their standards while holding female ones sacred.
She's a virgin, she's clearly not going to be that good, right?
But that's your job as the man to do what I said at the top of the show, coach her.
But why wouldn't you just have someone that's already good in bed? Why wouldn't you want someone that is like a fucking 10 out of 10 at blowjobs? Why wouldn't you pick that instead?
I mean, you got 100+ men telling you here that they prefer women that have lower body
all
counts.
Of them are delusional. I don't care about what they think. I care about what I think in my experiences. I've probably fucked more women than most of these guys have in the audience, okay?
What the fuck?
Hold on. I'll pose her one question.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Would you say that in general most women prefer a man taller than themselves?
What do you say? Sorry.
Taller.
Would it be fair to say that in general women prefer a man taller than themselves?
Yeah, that's true.
Would it be fair to say that in general women prefer a man that makes more money than them?
I guess some, yeah.
In general, not yourself.
Be honest.
I mean, they want the man to make money, yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure how people really, how much they care about it.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that women want a guy that is more confident and ambitious than themselves?
Yeah, those things, yes.
Okay. What if I said that women are delusional for these inherent standards?
I don't think it's delusional to have those standards.
Stop the show right there. I don't think it's delusional that they want women that have low body counts.
But why?
Hold on,
What is
stop the show.
reason?
Stop
The
the show.
reason.
Stop the show.
The reason they want to have someone
Melina,
that
stop for
has
2 seconds.
a low body
Melina,
count.
stop for 2 seconds.
Okay, can I finish it after?
No, hold on.
Okay.
because this is the quintessential example of what I mean when I say female standards are respected and supposed to be adhered to, whereas male standards are considered delusional.
The only reason they want virgins is because they're really insecure that a dick might have been better than theirs.
Finally, any open relationship involving a woman sleeping with other is doomed to fail. There's no wonder why female promiscuity has always been frowned upon. No woman in love with her husband will ever consider having sex with another man. That was the case for Destiny, but it was also the case for Will Smith. Two men who thought the secret to a happy marriage is to grant every single wish of their wife. My advice to you, if she talks about open relationship, it's just a matter of time before your breakup. I would even go one step further. If your girlfriend was ever involved in sleeping with men at the same time, she's most likely broken. If you want to check out the top 7 red flags to avoid in women, click on this video. In the meantime, what do you think about Destiny's situation? Let us know in the comment section below.